Hello, everyone. I am back for a new topic for you guys. And the topic of today is overcoming obstacles. Many of you face daily obstacles that are so overwhelming that you think like, dang, I don't never, ever get through this. But you do eventually, okay? But when you're involved in the problem and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxiety, you can't sometimes think straight because you're kind of wallowing in it kind of like too long. I mean, I can speak because that's sometimes I do it, but I'm trying to do better. And sometimes I try to really focus on what can I do, how can I be a problem solver, how can I fix the problem. And sometimes it's going into baby steps. Try to think about, okay, when you're faced with so many challenges in one day, what are the ones that I can put off for tomorrow, and which ones can I quickly resolve in a short period of time? And sometimes that means thinking about the pros and cons of that particular challenge and trying to kind of do little baby steps to resolve it. And sometimes, like a bigger problem, I may need a couple more days to think it through. And sometimes when you're thinking it through, you may need to bounce it out someone else, like communicate with somebody else, get their input, get their insight. And I would distance myself from dealing with people that are really negative because they can't sometimes take you to your next level in trying to problem solve. Sometimes they can keep you in that same negative mindset and you stay on that problem too long when you could have just like gone ahead and just resolved it. And so kind of think about who you're connecting with sometimes when you are facing different challenges. And it's good to, go and you can have a group of people where you can just, try to decompress and talk about the problem. Now I'm trying to make some changes where I talk about certain problems less and less, to the point where I don't talk about it. I just ignore the situation at the time and not complain about it. I just maneuver through it and just don't complain about it, because sometimes people don't want to hear, they might have had a negative day and they don't want to hear your negativity also. So kind of think about your mindset and how you are impacting the overall maybe problem. You're having hard times trying to overcome it because of how you feel about it. And I think it's good to have that emotional feeling about it first, but then you got to have some action behind it. Also, you want to think about some resources you may want to consider trying to find. Sometimes, certain challenges that you face, you have to do your own due diligence. You got to do your own research. Sometimes it requires you to contact people. For example, recently I had some identity theft issues, and so I had to contact the police and other people and entities to help solve that problem. I mean, it's an ongoing problem, so it's not like, one step and then you done. So no, that's something I got to continually, monitor and, deal with. I mean, of course, initially I was frustrated. I was pissed off. I was like, I can't believe this happened, but yes, it's going to happen to me in my lifetime. It's probably going to happen again, but at least I kind of know what to do and how to do as I move forward. So I want you to think about, like, who are you going to, or what resources are you taking advantage of when you're trying to overcome an obstacle or a challenge? What adjustments are you making in order to make it happen? What processes or steps do you normally take when you're faced with a challenge? I know sometimes that you have an abundance of challenges coming all at one time. You go like, dang, can I deal with one more problem, one more situation, one more frustration, one more setback, one more bill? Let's just be real, okay? So sometimes you're just overwhelmed with so many things coming at one time. And yes, I've had seasons in my life where it's like, dang, I can't win for losing. And then you go through a season where things is just going so smoothly, it's kind of scary. Like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Nothing's happening. The bare minimum things are happening and they're very solvable quickly. And so you just want to think about, like, overcoming these obstacles, because when you were a kid, your parents is always saying, it's great to be a kid, take advantage of being a kid, because when you go through school, public school, and college, nobody really teaches you about all these adult problems and how you're going to overcome all these obstacles, because you have to become a problem solver in order to overcome all of these challenges and these obstacles that you deal with. And it's like you go from one obstacle to the next, and as you get older, you start seeing life a little different. And it's like some of the challenges that I see now, I'm like, okay, I'll handle that when I can. But right now, I'm gonna focus on this one that's really pressing, so I can get this little stress, this little baby stress off me. So you want to think about like how you digesting all of this in, because I have kind of worked through. I had some interesting stress lately, and I've been working through that, and now I'm to the point like, oh, okay, I will make it happen, and I'm going to think it through, and I'm going to try to not show it, and just try to work the best I can with the parameters I have. And so that's my whole mindset now with my challenge. When I'm faced with challenges, okay, let's see what I can put off tomorrow in order to solve this pressing situation today. So, you know, I'm just trying to change. So I'm glad that you stopped by, and today, and you, I want you to think about today's topic, overcoming challenges. And what do you do? What are some of your tips, some of your strategies? I want to hear, what do you do to overcome your challenges? So I'll see you when I see you.